Hey, NFA money maker. I want you to stop what you're doing right now and consider this. What if you had a time machine and you could go back 20 years in time and tell yourself valuable lessons about money making? What are the things that you would tell yourself? I want to know. I want you to think about this. Leave it in the comments and tell me, what would you tell yourself if you could go back 20 years in time and give yourself the wisest wisdom that would help you be a kick-ass money maker right now? That's what we're going to talk about today on this episode of Max Potential Money. 3 things I wish I had learned sooner about money. But first, if it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda, the host of Max Potential Money. This is your place to come each and every week for tips, tools, and strategies to help you get aligned in your money mindset, your manifestation skills, and your habits that will help you make money faster, more easily. You all know it's my quest to help you get over your money blocks, any limiting beliefs that you have, misalignment in your business systems, so that you can enjoy the process of building your business and making more money. The reason that I teach you this is because I've been in serious survival mode in my history on food stamps, literally had times of crying on the floor, worried about being homeless because I lived in a really expensive place in Boulder and I didn't have enough money for rent. I was applying for subsidized housing and hadn't heard back. I mean, I've been through it a lot. I've had massive ups and downs in my money world. And now I've learned this first thing that I'm going to tell you about what I wish I had always known about money. And I'm going to tell you 3 things. So let's dive into it. And I hope that you thought of something that you would tell yourself first, because I think it's fun to consider, like, God, what would I do if I could go back in time and change everything, like Back to the Future style? So the first one I want to share with you is wealth building is a skill anyone can learn. Okay, so number 1, and I'm going to break all these down. So I'm going to tell you all 3 first, and then we'll break them down. Number 1, wealth building is a skill anyone can learn. Number 2, think of money as your employee. And number 3, money can be easy to make. These are huge. Okay, so number 1, wealth building is a skill anyone can learn. This was mind-blowing to me because when I first realized this, I was very stuck. I was on food stamps at the time, and it was when I had decided, oh my God, I'm the center of my problem. So if you haven't heard my story before, you all know, some of you know and some of you haven't, that when I started my path toward personal growth and development and started to create NFA coaching, that's now NFA Money, I was on the floor crying one night and really freaked out. I'd left my 15-year marriage having an affair. I was on food stamps. I felt really scared. I felt really stuck. The current relationship I had wasn't working, so he was moving out. And here I am facing this reality of, oh crap, I live in this house I can't pay for by myself. I've got to move and I don't know where I'm going to live. I was literally looking at studio apartments for me and my 3 kids in a place where it was like all really young college students, where I was going, oh my God, if I stay in this place, first it's going to be in one room because I don't have enough money to pay for all the bedrooms. And there's going to be like college kids partying around my little babies who at the time were pretty young. And I was just thinking, this is not what I want. This is an awful reality. I was going to potentially have to get rid of my dog because they wouldn't take dogs. I mean, I was scared, and I was thinking like, okay, I don't know where I'm going to live. Nobody that I knew was going to be able to house me and my 3 kids. I didn't have enough money for food. I mean, it was stressful and I was scared. And I was on the floor crying one night, and I was relating it to relationships, and I thought, what's the center of the problem here? And I realized it was me. I realized I was the common denominator in my crappy relationships and my money reality. And in that moment, I decided I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have a great relationship and change my reality. And I was crying, and I had this epiphany, and I was scared. I didn't know what that meant exactly. I didn't know like, oh, here's exactly what I need to do. I just knew I was willing to change because I was tired of the reality. So I made a decision in that moment to do whatever it takes. What that led to was listening to podcasts because they were free and I could listen and learn on the go. And I was very, very busy. I had 3 kids, so I was driving them to all their stuff and driving them to school. And I was teaching. I was reading 3 books a week for grad school. I was writing papers. I was teaching classes. I was busy. And so I would listen to podcasts on double speed at every chance I got. Like when I was riding my bike to school, when I was driving my kids to school, cleaning dishes, all those times. And it started working. Like I started learning and I started integrating and implementing what I was learning, and it was noticeable. Like people were asking me what I was doing. So then I decided to take the leap into coaching, because I realized I can teach other people these skills. And the bigger revelation I had was what I'm telling you here. Wealth building is a skill that anyone can learn. During this time, I was in a workshop and I was surrounded by a whole bunch of wealthy people. In my mind, they were really wealthy because they could pay $5,000 to be in this program where I was doing work study. And it was a relationship course. And in that relationship course, there was an exercise to do your value system based on DeMartini values. And I realized that on that, I started crying, and I was like, I called the coach over, and he's like, talk to me, what's going on? And I started sharing with him, like, I feel less than everybody here, and they know what they're doing, and they had money to pay to be here. I just feel really inadequate and inferior, and I feel like everyone's superior to me. And so we had this conversation about money and wealth, and he helped me realize that wealth building was nowhere on my value system. And I realized in that moment, oh, like I could shift and put it on my value system, and then things would start to change. So really from that day forward, I started reading and learning everything I could about money mindset, money making, stocks, investments. I mean, I really dove into all things money making. And then, as you all know, from that time forward, that was a 3-year period between me being on food stamps and then me deciding to build a business. And then in my first year of full-time business, I created a 6-figure business. Now, this happened because I was pursuing it NFA style. If you don't know what NFA is, it means no fucking around. So no fucking around style. I was all in. I was dedicated. I was committed. I was determined, because I realized that money making is a skill. I, before that, thought that people just kind of had this magical gift, or they were born into it, or that it was for other people and not me, or that, I had a lot of negative limiting money block beliefs around women and money, and that women couldn't be powerful money makers. And so all of this started to shift for me in that moment when I realized, like, oh, if I change it on my value system, I start to prioritize wealth building, and I start reading and learning about it, I can actually shift my reality. I didn't know what the outcome was going to be exactly, but I knew I was determined to change. And I knew that if it was possible for me to change, I was going to take a step every day, or 50 steps every day, whatever it was. Sometimes I take 1,000 steps a day, I feel like, because I'm so invested in this. And so I have people ask me all the time, what did you do to change so rapidly? I was serious, I was committed, I was driven, and I recommitted every single day that I woke up. And even when I was discouraged, I kept going. And then I started to see evidence of it, and it's just led to this whole new life for me where I don't feel stuck in survival mode. So no matter where you are on your money-making journey, I don't care if you're making $5 an hour or $1 million an hour, there's always growth. There's always the possibility for learning. If you're making $1 million an hour, you're pretty far along on the wealth building journey. If you're making $5 an hour or $25 an hour and you want to make more money, it's a skill that can be learned. Take a step today. So your action step in this number one thing I wish I had learned when I was younger is to know that wealth building is just a skill. Anyone can learn it, literally anyone. And when I say wealth building, at first I put money making. And the truth is, a lot of people know how to make money, but they don't know how to keep money or grow their money. So I want you to think more along a wealth building perspective. And this is having money make money for you. And this is going to be related to number 2. But I want you to think, how can I earn, save, invest, protect my money? That's wealth building, okay? It's not just about earning. Some people earn a ton of money, but then they have money blocks that cause them to lose the money and sabotage and spend it all. Or I know people who I've worked with people before who made $500,000 a year and lived paycheck to paycheck. And this happens, so I want you to be a powerful wealth builder, not just a wealth earner. And so really integrate this lesson. Wealth building is a skill. So if you don't like what you're getting in your outer world right now in terms of wealth building, start working on what's within. And that's your mindset around money and your habits around money and your energetic alignment around money. this is the stuff I talk about all the time. So stay plugged in here. Take the the Money Blocks profile. So if you go to moneyblocksprofile.com, that'll be a great start for you. There's a ton of resources. Listen to books, watch YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, read books, go to workshops, hang out with wealthy people. Start changing yourself from the inside out. And I promise you, your money will start to change as well when it's your focused point of attention. So that's number one. Number two, think of money as your employee. I love this. I was actually in the car the other day with my stepson. His name's Owen and he's 9. And we were having this really fun conversation about investments. And he said, it was so cool because he got it. He's 9 years old and he goes, oh, so it's kind of like money's your employee. And I was like, exactly. Because I said, you got to learn how to have money make money for you. That's the rich, wealthy mindset. That's what I want you to start thinking about. Because he was talking about jobs and things like that. And I'm like, well, you got to learn how to have your money make money for you. So we're just having this really cool conversation. And I love that he said that. He said, oh, so it's like money's your employee. And I was like, exactly. So it's delegating your money to make money for you. So when you create passive streams of income, think of it as that you're having money be your employee and that you're creating passive revenue streams. And this is really when financial freedom starts to happen. When you have money coming in that is being made by your previous efforts that made money and you invested money to have money make money for you. Or let's say it's an online course. Your online course is made once, then it's an evergreen course that gives you passive income every single month. That's when you really get to financial freedom. If any of you have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Kiyosaki, he talks exactly about this. He talks about that all of his initial investment strategies had to do with how much passive income will this create for me. And that is his level of wealth development and his measure of whether this was going to be something that he would invest in or not, his time or energy. And usually he made money with no money in. So it was just sweat equity sometimes. And using his intellect, using his powerful millionaire mindset or his billionaire money mindset, right? So a billionaire mindset thinks, how can I make as much passive income as possible with my money as my employee, where I could have very little even invested and make a huge ROI. So I always want you to be thinking about return on investment. And when you're thinking about your investment, you're thinking about your energy that goes into it, like your physical, your labor energy, your actual money that goes into it. You think about your marketing costs, all the different costs that go into making money. I want you to think about your ROI. And when you're calculating ROI, you're looking at the input in, the expenses in, and the profit out, and what is that number, and how can you increase that so that you get the highest profits possible. And then ideally over time you're creating a whole bunch of passive income, and then you're reinvesting that, and you have also protection strategies so that you have some money. I think about it as the escalation of risk. So at the bottom of the base, you're going to have some money that's just totally safe and protected, and that it's always going to be there for you. And then as you move up the scale, you can invest in riskier and riskier investments depending on your age. And, that's different financial strategy. Along these whole lines, you want to have your money be making money for you. So at the smallest level, or the foundational level, you could have a chunk of money. I recommend this being your money magnet account, where you have a chunk of money that's always there, but it could be earning some interest in a money market account, right? So you want it to be earning interest. Then as you scale up, you always want to be thinking, where can I put my money to have my money be making money for me, whether that's in an investment account of some sort or into your business, and knowing that you're funding the future of passive streams of income. Build your business from a standpoint of passive streams of income. When you start your business at the first phase, cool to have dollars for hours. Every dollar you earn for your hour, I want you to be taking out a portion of that and reinvesting it in the potential for passive streams of income. Because when you have your money making money for you, you get to retire a lot quicker. And I'm not saying the goal is retirement. I enjoy what I do. I don't ever want to not work and sit around on the beach and drink pina coladas all day. That's not my goal. I love what I do. I do want the freedom to choose how much I work, and I want the freedom to choose how I spend my time. That's the ultimate freedom That's what NFA money is all about. It's about financial freedom to the point where you get to choose everything that you want to do because you have so many passive streams of income coming in that all of your livelihood is paid for without you picking up a finger. So if you have an emergency, you can take a month off. If you want to go on vacation for a month, you can. If you want to take your family on a giant vacation, you can. If you want to invest in someone's startup and it's inspiring to you, you have the money to do that. That's financial freedom, and I want that for all of you. So think of your money as your employee. Number 3, money can be easy to make. This is a big one, and I see this money block with so many entrepreneurs. It's a very common one, that they think that you have to work hard to make money. Now, this one got downloaded into my brain when I was a little kid throughout a lot of my life until very, very recently. And it was that idea that, you've got to work hard to make money. It doesn't have meaning if you didn't earn it in a hard way. I kind of had a negative belief system around people who made easy money. Like, I think that a lot of people have a negative thought about, let's say, trust funders, or even people who are good at investing. I hear this all the time from people in my history of who I've hung out with, like if someone's making a whole bunch of money through investments, they see them as kind of greedy jerks or like slimy businessmen, or there's just a lot of negative judgments around it. And to me, now I look at people who make a lot of money through investing and I go, NFA high fives. Yes, I want that too. That's what I'm creating too. I want to make the easiest money possible in the most fun ways and support financial freedom for myself and my family and future generations. I want that for you too. And so in order for you to have that, the easiest way to do it is through being smart with your money, which means having an NFA money mindset and really sticking to what I'm talking to you about, knowing that number 1, wealth building is a skill that anyone can learn. You can be a master. Remember, be a master of your money or your money will master you. Meaning that if you're a master of your money, you have a magic wand to create your lifestyle that you want, the freedom that you want. If you aren't a master of your money will master you. You will think about it all the time. You'll be in a state of fear and doubt and insecurity, uncertainty, worry, on and on and on. Money can cause a lot of anxiety for people. So become a master of money so it doesn't master you, and have this mindset that money can be easy to make. I want you to get rid of your money is hard to make mindset and think there are always easier ways to make money. Okay? This is really a be, do, have principle. So I always tell people, when you're building your business, don't think that when I get to the $1 million, I'll be relaxed and have fun and I'll feel good. You gotta feel good now, be relaxed now, so that you can attract easy money your way. So all know that when I teach manifestation, I talk about how powerfully your energy can attract easy money your way versus you needing to put in hard physical labor. Part of this is you having the mindset that you're going to make passive money because that's an easy way to make money. It means that you're letting go of this idea that it takes hard dollar for hour work in order for you to make money. Yes, you can make money that way. I've made lots of money in my life that way, and I know a lot of people that have too, and I know some people that are stuck in that cycle where they always believe that. And so you see these people who, they might make millions of dollars, but they're super stressed out. They don't feel good. They don't enjoy their money. They don't have great relationships because they don't take time for self-care and building the relationships in their life because they're so focused on money making, probably driven from a place of all kinds of childhood stuff. When I help people break down their money stories, I end up learning like, oh, that's why you do that. And I get it because I've been there, and I know everyone I know has money blocks, and you can work through them. Part of that is you getting rid of the money block that money is scarce or money causes stress. So the top 3 money blocks: money is bad, money is scarce, money causes stress. The one where you think money is hard to make is usually based out of either a money is scarce or money causes stress. So when the money is scarce, it's going to look like somewhere in your history you had a deficit or a big loss, maybe a bankruptcy, or you watched your parents work really hard for money. So you believe, I got to work hard for money, and that's the worthy way to be. And so you work too hard for your money. If you think money causes stress, same thing. You could have watched your parents fight a lot about money. You could have watched them be highly successful but not be around a lot. You could watch, you could hear the idea downloaded over and over, even in movies, where people who work hard for their money they're more humble. Even if they never make very much, if they're working hard, they're good people. And so I want you to start eliminating this belief, because I want you to be able to have fun making money, living in your zone of genius, and having joy around it. So you all have heard me say before, one of my favorite mantras is work less, make more, have fun. Work less, make more, have fun. And this is related to this number 3 lesson that I've really been integrating lately and watching all kinds of cool stuff happen in my life and business, where my making of easy money is accelerating. Like I'm attracting opportunities my way where I don't have to work hard for them, and where I have exponential growth of my investments and my money's making money for me, because I've let go of having to prove that money is hard to make. So remember, your reticular activating system, your RAS, is always going to track to make true what you believe. So if you believe money is hard to make, you're going to find opportunities to make hard money. If you believe that money is easy to make, you're going to track your environment for easy ways to make money. So I want you to start living by my mantra, work less, make more, have fun. And anytime you take on a project, I want you to think, there are easier ways to make money. There are easier ways to make money. How can I make easy money? How can money making be a fun game? And start training your brain in a totally different direction, away from money is hard to make, so that you can have more fun doing it. Okay, quick recap. So the 3 things I wish I had learned about money sooner. Number 1, wealth building is a skill anyone can learn. Number 2, think of money as your employee. And number 3, money can be easy to make. In the comments below, I want you to let me know, what do you wish you had told yourself when you were 20 years old or 20 years ago, depending on your age right now, about money? What do you wish you had told yourself? And or which lesson here from today is the one that you're going to start to play with and integrate and take action on? And if you're liking what you're getting here, make sure that you click on the bell, because you will then get notifications, never miss an episode. Click the like, it helps us meet new people, because when you click on the like, it helps push us up in the YouTube algorithm. And subscribe to the channel, of course. And I can't wait to hear from you. I'm so psyched you're here. And until next time, NFA money making high fives. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Max Potential Money. If you're ready to break through to the next level of income, go to nfamoneymakerlab.com to join the private NFA Facebook group, where you'll get weekly money mindset and practical manifestation tips, plus a free 30-day mini course called 30 Money Making Secrets. Again, that's nfamoneymakerlab.com. I look forward to seeing you there.